I'd like to toss out this first question here. Our attendee wanting to know, how would you recommend trying to start a relationship with a new chain, and what sort of information do they need to start?
Great question. This one seems roundly directed to James and Dave. I'll let you guys decide who responds.
Hey, well, what I would say is, we mentioned it earlier. It's really difficult. I've heard like a time starvation. Everybody has more to do than they have time in the day, and I think that at times the challenge for P&G and other manufacturers that aren't maybe center of the plate is, how do you get in front of that decision maker? And we know there's multiple decision makers, and so there's always I've always encouraged our team, our sales organization, you got to know the customer, understand everything you can about their operation. Difficult to get in the back of the house these days, but there's always insights. And so anything we can do to understand what challenges the operator may have, what solutions we believe we can deliver that will, improve the operation, of an operator. And the key thing is, demonstrating somehow, some way, that the juice is worth the squeeze. Again, people are real busy, but, we've been able to demonstrate based on our, testimonials we know is powerful in this industry about what we've been able to do. So that's really the best way. And any data that you can have, at Procter & Gamble retail, there's so much data at our fingertips, not as much data in the away from home food service market. So again, that's really where, partnering with an ArrowStream to get insights is always incredibly helpful. Dave, you may want to add on that.
It's very well said. I think, that combination of relationship building to figure out what those insights are, just the human connection, right? That's a very key essential component to your point, James. And then wherever we can augment that fundamental understanding of the customer, the opportunity, how good of a fit they are with your particular business or business models. If we can augment that with insights, that's a great kind of match, if you will, as you go into those discussions. You're not just bringing kind of what you've heard, so to speak, but you're also backing some of what you've heard with what you know.
Right, exactly. And we know this is a big but very small industry. So typically there's folks that, protect possibly word another chain, or, there's a fellow peer manufacturer that, you may know that, can kind of, help make that connection. But it's, there's an old axiom, if it is to be, it is up to me. And our organization really embraces that to try to find a way to make that happen.
Yeah, just to camp on top of that, having interacted with you both now for a number of months, you are, it seems obvious, but you are experts in your product line, and you know aspects about how people should be using your product that even the most nuanced of buyers at the chain won't appreciate. And so making sure you have the conduit to deliver that kind of education really to the end customer is key. So I know I've learned a lot.
Yeah, we all have every day, right?
Yeah, that's right. What other questions do we have?
I have another question. Yeah, another question coming in from an attendee on how P&G measures the success of their efforts to build more actionable intelligence, and what metrics are you using to track progress and continuous improvements?
This sounds like a question for Dave.
Agreed.
That is a great question. Easily asked and actually a difficult answer. I think in some ways the answer to that question would be all about the context, right? That you're speaking about. So what I find a challenging aspect of my role is oftentimes the measures are a little bit indirect, right? So the simple reality is, of course, we want to be growing revenue. We have specific metrics related to targeted media. We have specific goals, for each of our account executives related to sales, revenue, et cetera. So I tend to stay more focused on the business outcome metrics as opposed to trying to apply a lot of in-process metrics that are specific to, data quality and those things. We do have metrics for those things, I don't publish them really broadly throughout the organization, but there are things that we track internally, right, as an IT team that's here to really drive business intelligence and insights related to the quality of the data, the timeliness on which we get the data. One of the other, frankly, big advantages to what we've got here is it's near real time, which is super helpful. So I tend to chase those kind of fundamentals. But then also, on the backside, we have specific ROI that we look at, and that, like I said, it tends to be more of a context specific question. So if you're talking about a particular business case supported by a particular type of analysis, how would you measure that you're delivering a positive ROI on that? Tends to be use case by use case specific.
Yeah, and I would say we really work closely in sales at P&G with our, different multifunctions such as Dave. All business isn't good business, and sometimes it's important to say no. You don't want to be, we're in the food business, right? You don't want to be, eating soup with a fork. It's a lot of effort, and you don't get a result. So, we really try to focus on where we believe that the best return is, and that's for everybody, the operator as well.
Yep.